This is Alexis. I am here doing a quick recap after the first week. I wanted to share that I pivoted just a tiny bit to go off of the planned Julie's on how to actually become a micro influencer and her process just for a moment. And this is something that can definitely happen in real life. So when opportunities present themselves, I wanted to take advantage of the moment. What that means is that for Black History Month, we did a workshop. And I'm going to share with you just the behind the scenes of really what I started working on to produce content. I still have my profile, my information that I put together about myself as a brand, but I skipped ahead just a little bit to create some content and have some examples. Opportunities like this, when they present themselves, sometimes you just got to go with it. It's not going to always happen at the time you'd like it to on the schedule. So hopefully this is very real. And as you encounter different opportunities, everybody's going to do it their own way. And I'm still focused. It's still on target. It still represents my brand. So going through looking at everything I'm working on, I decided, yes, let's go ahead and do this workshop series. How did this workshop series come about? I was actually walking Bernie, our dog, down the street, and we came across a sip and shop event on Sunday. And that is when I connected with a local shop called In the Black. And In the Black, a group, and I'm going to share here a little bit more information. This is Joshua that I met there, and this all came out of just walking my dog, walking Bernie right here in front of this building. And we had a great conversation about entrepreneurs. I shared with him a little bit about what I was doing and becoming a micro influencer, and I want to make sure everything that I do has impact within the next 30 days. And then we connected, and he shared what their goals were at In the Black for the next 30 days, or what they were also looking at for the whole year. So it ended up that it aligned really well. They're looking to do workshops and kind of take this marketplace that they've created to offer affordable rents by taking the shop rent and dividing it among 22 different entrepreneurs. These are all Black, local owned small businesses and brands, and bringing the rent down to something affordable. Here in San Francisco, it's super expensive. So I loved the impact that this has on the community, that it's supporting fellow entrepreneurs, everything that I'm all about. And when they said they wanted to go to workshop series so that they could start developing other skills, because once you get products on the shelves, that's just the first step. Then it's how do you become sustainable? How do you leverage all the other things out there using technology, your phone? It's, things that I'm really excited to be sharing and helping others embrace and learn together. We came up with a quick idea. Let's do another sip and shop, but let's add another layer to it, because they already do these in-person events. I had just come across them by chance. So how do we manufacture that so people don't miss these great opportunities, having these great connections and helping each other? And of course, my world is digital. It's online. It's SkillVill. And I'm like, hey, let's do a workshop on SkillVill. Let's do a hybrid event, meaning turn these in-person only events, which limits who can get there, who can park, who can, make sure that time works with their schedule, or their kids at home, or there's other jobs that they're doing. It's hard for entrepreneurs to always be at a set place at a set time. And so they miss out on these opportunities. And by making it virtual, by making it something we can access later or anytime it's good for us on SkillVill, I was like, this would really help the mission that you guys have to help more entrepreneurs to manufacture the serendipity, to keep this going 24/7, and really think about how we can make a greater impact together. So for International Women's Day, I had some plans coming up for March. So I wasn't expecting to do this in February. So all of this that I'm showing you right now was done in just the last week. And I wanted to go through and just how that happened. And please, as you are thinking about different conversations you had recently, share those stories. Was there a conversation you had this week that relates to what you're doing? Is there a possible partnership there? How could you find the win-win? So where it helps you and where you want to go, and also it helps them and adds more value to the communities. That's the secret sauce that happened here. When that all fell into place, it was like, all right, let's do this. I had plans to do, hey, we're going to do this exact thing following Julie. I'm still doing that. It's just going to, 7 days isn't going to make or break in the scenario, because I'm still producing content. I'm still keeping a consistent brand representation and presence out there. If you have some conversations that you're thinking of, opportunities maybe that you're missing, I hope that this story helps you. And if you haven't had those, maybe think about ways you could change your paths. If you take a break for lunch instead of going to the same place or having it delivered, maybe change your route. These are things that happen all the time, where sometimes it's just a matter of who you're crossing paths with, what you see getting out of your usual path, for new opportunities to present themselves, or just for us to get out of our own heads a little bit and see things that we maybe normally wouldn't see. And I always feel like when you do something new or a little different, my mind tends to be more open. It's kind of that idea of when you go on vacation, you're in a little different headspace. You're technically the same person. You woke up in the same, nothing's really hugely different from the day before, other than your headspace. I'm on vacation and I'm going to go explore here and be a little more open to seeing what's out there. So as we get into this next section, we created this workshop, and I wanted to share with you exactly what I did. I didn't have a lot of time. The workshop is I started here, and I provided a link to the In the Black workshop I put together. So if you want to see it on Bard, I went in and just wrote my idea for the workshop, helped me create a workshop, and we wanted it to deliver value in the next 30 days. We wanted it to really break it into easy steps to figure this out ourselves. And I'm going to pull up the Gemini link, and it's at the bottom of this doc, and show you how easy this was. So probably the amount of time I would have spent just trying to think about what I wanted to say, I just talked it out as if I was talking with In the Black about what we want the workshop to be and what do we want to get out of it. And this is what I wrote. So create a 40-minute virtual workshop. Really specific. I wanted to make sure it was something that I could do on SkillVill. And the way that I do that on SkillVill is using our packets. So it allows me a toolkit that I can use during the workshop. So I could guide people both in person and at home, as long as they've got a phone or a mobile device, and break it up into tasks, questions, discussion topics, and resources. That's all it is. Every type of workshop, learning, course, no matter what it is, if you distill it down to what do all these have in common, what's the common denominator, it's those things. And so that's one of the reasons we created that at SkillVill, is like, let's give people the tools so that they can actively participate in the learning, in the sharing, or in the sip and shop, or in this networking, whatever it is, but they're engaged with it. They're not just sitting there passively at home, which so often it's like that QVC model of just watching other people talk about shopping, or watching, a class or a course and sitting there and you kind of zone out and got that like Bueller moment. So I definitely want to make sure people are engaged. That's the whole thing behind my brand. So this is what I typed in to make the prompt in Gemini spit out this absolutely super cool workshop. And you can see it breaks it up into the minutes. It gives me some suggestions. So as I did this, I really tweaked it. One thing you want to always be aware when you use any AI tool is that you're giving it prompts. And so you need to make sure it's not fact checking. You need to make sure that the content is like in your voice, sounds like you. So what I did is then I went through, I copied and pasted that, because that just saved me like hours of overthinking it. And then I went into, okay, how can I actually do this? And from here, I posted this event registration. We partnered with the Google developer group for it to get the information up. And we had less than a week to do this. So everything that I'm showing you here was just jumping in and doing it. And we created the outline. I got a quick event registration going. I partnered with another group so that, we would have a greater chance of having more eyes and audiences and, really attending to the event virtually as well as in person. We put in all the information, and this is really leveraging the communities that we already have. Okay, so all of this was done in less than 24 hours. That was very exciting and had a huge amount of momentum. I'm going to dive in on the next video now that I showed you how I just got the event registration page up, how we just created the workshop outline so I knew what I was doing. And in the next video, I will share with you how I took my workshop that I got from Gemini and turned it into something that I could do virtually and hybrid in person, both in SkillVill. Look forward to sharing with you.